Am I the only one here, or is there anyone else coming?
I think you're it.
Oh man, it's just me and you today, bro.
We gotta have a good name for what's
I know.
the Vibecast is when it's you and
Yep.
Keaton, right? We
Is
gotta
it?
have I think it's been Vibecast the last couple times.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to think about this one. Maybe we'll come up by the end of the episode. I don't know.
Keenan and Jackie can be Flirtcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta find a good name for the broadcast.
Well, could call it that, but it seems
It's too easy.
too easy. Yeah, too on the nose there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of big news, a lot of big things.
It's a big week in video games. It's awesome because like every podcast, every website, everybody's like, "This is Christmas. This is Gamer Christmas."
Yeah.
There's lots of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hate the term gamer, to be honest, though.
Why?
I just don't like it
Because of all the negative connotations that have
I've always
in the last while.
No, I just don't like the when somebody says, "Oh, are you a gamer?" It makes me cringe so hard.
Because you're elitist.
Yeah.
And you're probably. Like not the gamer you think of is what you're thinking when they say that.
Yeah, probably.
Like I'm a whole nother level.
I'm something different. Get on my level.
I agree.
You agree that I'm on a whole other level?
Yeah, because I'm on the same level, man.
That's right. That's why we have a video game podcast.
Okay, it has to be something to do with what we just said. The name.
Elitist Prick Cast.
Another level.
Other level.
Another level cast.
How about Contrarian Cast?
Well, that's just you by yourself.
I tried to take a few notes. To be honest,
me too. Actually,
I'm gonna assume that we're gonna talk about E3.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk a little bit about some other stuff briefly,
but to be honest, you're gonna lead the E3 thing because I haven't really been paying attention that much.
I haven't paying attention that much either, but
there's a couple of things that I saw, but I gotta tell you, I'm a little disappointed this year.
Well, I usually don't care too much until I see Nintendo stuff.
Well, and to be honest, like we haven't even seen the Animal Crossing thing tomorrow anyway. Mm-hmm. not that it's coming for sure. Not that there's been any confirmation, but like internet is going crazy about this being the Animal Crossing year, right?
There's a couple. There's a couple things that are cool. Like from my perspective, that I'm excited about, but not too much info so far. And the things that I am excited about that do have info are things that I already knew about.
No, there is a new one. Do you want to we'll talk about stuff we played after? Do you want to just go right into it?
Yeah, you can jump into it. Yes.
So
what are you talking about here?
There is a game that came out.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Came out completely out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how this game is played.
Nope.
I don't know what the gameplay is, and I'm gonna assume that we're talking about the same game.
Shinji Mikami.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Holy shit!
It looks cool.
What is it? What's it called?
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo. Holy shit!
I mean, it's hard to make me excited for something when I'm just watching a cinematic.
Yep.
But it made me excited.
It looks really cool.
It's Shinji Mikami, and I played his last two games, and they were good. They were cool, and there's always some crazy stuff in it. You always see crazy visuals in his games.
Yeah.
Because of the what's it called series, right? The Evil Within.
He's one of the
those and
one of the old guard.
One of the old guard. Yeah. No, it looks like we were both thinking about it, right? Like,
as soon as I saw it, I thought about you, and I was like, "Okay, this is gonna work."
It's got Japanese like yokai modern setting sort of stuff, right?
Anything. I mean, I always pair together like Shinji Mikami with like Kamiya and Suda51.
Yeah.
Like there's kind of like this you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're like auteurs sort of, right? Like they're not gonna do the same thing. People are like, "Oh, no Evil Within 3." I'm like, no, don't, that's done. No more of that, right?
Because
something new.
Kamiya and Mikami we're both Clover guys, right?
Yeah.
But I would still put, I know it doesn't totally fit, but Suda51 kind of the same pedigree, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So anytime you hear anything like that, the other thing that I'm hoping for at E3 based on nothing is I would absolutely love Wonderful 101 port.
Oh yeah.
I'd
Yep.
play that shit again. I know you were not super into it, eh?
No. I think I just it was one of those things, the right place, the right time. Like
Yeah,
I bounced off it a couple times, even though I can appreciate like
yeah,
it's one of those ones that you can't just like. It's like any reasonably difficult like
yeah.
action game with a lot of moves. Like you don't play it for a day or two,
You're
and then
done.
you're like, oh yeah, well, like how do I do that again? Like it's a little technical, right? And so
Oh, dude, it's so good.
mhm,
And the ending is bananas. Like the
yeah,
game is so good.
yeah,
So
no, for
hopefully it
sure.
gets a little more of a push. We'll see.
Hmm.
Not again, not that it's coming from anywhere, but I'd like it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll see it at some point.
So to be
Um,
honest, what did you say? Ghostwire Tokyo? Is that what it's called?
Ghostwire Tokyo, yeah,
Yeah,
funny title, but yeah, it
I
looks
like
really
it.
cool.
I
Hmm.
like it. Outside, well, here, do you want to talk about the trailer for what it is? If anybody hasn't seen what this thing is,
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, at first I wasn't sure if it was real actors, right? It was weird.
it looks good.
I don't know. I mean, it's just really good cinematics. It looked like real people for a bit, and then it's just like I don't really know how what like I don't know what the game is.
Yeah,
By looking at it, it's just like showing you all this crazy Japanese like city imagery and people walking, and then people like basically getting like poofed, like
raptured.
raptured away, and their clothes fall on the ground, and these creatures start appearing, and they showcase all these different like cool looking Japanese like demon.
Almost like a yokai thing, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think
totally.
I like the effect in the trailer of, it does like a horizontal pan, and like a beam or something will go, like will cross in front of the camera, and
Mm.
then when it passes and you see the scene again, it's just people disappearing, their clothes falling to the ground. You don't actually see them disappear. It's just
Oh,
you
right.
see the remnant of their clothes after they've
Yes.
disappeared.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I'm just very curious. Again, this is maybe sort of how um, what's it called? Death Stranding, sort of like who knows what it's about. I mean,
Yep.
that was really more of a mystery.
But don't you think sometimes it's just the experience is worth it though, right? Like
Yeah.
I almost feel like with a game like this, so say something like No More Heroes. Actually, the first No More Heroes is a perfect example. How cool is that
Mm.
shot of like the Torii Gate, like spreading out
Yep.
and just
That's
like
exactly the one I
layering
thought. I was
back?
like, that's pretty
Jeez.
cool. Yeah, I saw that and I went, oh, okay. This is,
Yeah,
yep, some
it
cool
does.
stuff here.
It does definitely give me a Death Stranding vibe. Like just,
Hmm.
people floating around in the air and stuff happening you don't understand, right?
Hmm.
But I think that they're, like I was saying about No More Heroes, the game itself is not wonderful,
Hmm.
but the experience is enough.
Mm.
And I feel like a game like Death Stranding or like Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm not overly concerned with gameplay. And it's funny that
Mm.
I would say that because of what I say about every other game.
Right.
But I feel like the gameplay is almost secondary to the
The
experience of it.
visuals and the, yeah. I mean, Evil Within, both of them are kind of like that too. Like they're
Yeah.
not as tight as like Resident Evil 4. They're not as game mechanic-y, even though there are mechanics. But the things you see and the set pieces are really cool.
Yeah.
Like they're really
Some
wild.
shit.
They're always wild. So you never quite know what's around the next corner, which is pretty exciting for like you really don't in a Mikami game. You're always on your the edge of your seat kind of when you play it.
Well,
When you play any of those games, it's really good. Yeah.
Resident Evil and Dino Crisis, right? This guy's the
Hmm.
man.
Yeah.
The
He knows how
master.
to subvert expectations
Yeah.
of players, which is cool. Of
Yeah.
seasoned players, right? He's not content to just do the same old thing, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, it's exciting. Um, you might not be too interested. In fact, you're likely not. But this George R. R. Martin from Software collaboration
It's
is
interesting.
kind of cool, called Elden Ring, which is a neat name. And it sounds like they're going to be going even more of a sort of maybe more of a Dark Soulsy type style game again, where you can kind of customize your character even more and play the way you want to play. Like you can do it a lot more in those games compared to like Bloodborne. Um, but it sounds like they're moving somewhere more towards that, even further than something like Dark Souls. So I don't know, and like an open world, but then they kind of backed off from calling it an open world. So I'm not really sure. Maybe something more like a fusion of Dark Souls with like what's the game you just played for Switch? That Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like something like that.
The trailer for Elden Ring did nothing for me.
I don't even think that was there any gameplay of it. No, right?
No.
No, I didn't even watch it. I assume there was no gameplay. So, what else? The Bethesda conference. I caught this thing. Part of it last night. It was pretty funny, mainly because like I don't care about Bethesda that much, other than Doom. Doom's great, but I've already seen some gameplay of that, and I know what to expect. So I don't really need to see much more of that. But there was a dude in the audience who was just super enthused about everything, any announcement. No matter how small, any little, like even within an announcement, like a sub announcement, he'd be like, "Yeah!" Like in the audience, like I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he was just like, "I'm just happy about everything," but it was really, really funny, and I kind of liked it. Like, just be excited. Like you're at a video game conference. Like, who cares if the announcements are like kind of mediocre? Just I'd rather have someone's just super excited about everything than not. You know what I mean? So that kind of put a smile on my face just watching that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shenmue 3 got pushed back a little bit.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. There's a new trailer came out. It looks like total garbage.
Oh,
I mean, it looks like Shenmue, right? But Shenmue
Yeah.
like 20 years ago.
right. But that's tough for them, right? Like,
yeah.
if they change everything, then people are going to be like, "Is this Shenmue?"
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I do. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You're darned if you do, darned if you don't.
And they also said Epic Store now instead of Steam, so people are mad about that.
Like in place of?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Even though they offer Steam keys for backers, so no one knows how it's going to work. In fact, well, I think they know that it's just not going to be on Steam.
That sucks.
Which is a little bit, I don't know if they're allowed to do that. I guess they're allowed to, but they promise something and they're not really giving it right. So it seems kind of stupid. But more Bethesda stuff. There was some cool cinematics. I don't really care about what they were for, but there was actually a really awesome one where this group of like characters fight a dragon, and it was really badass. Like it was for Elder Scrolls or something. I don't know what it was, but it was actually super cool. I highly recommend you check that out. Nothing else they really announced was too interesting other than Doom Eternal, but Wolfenstein New Blood seems cool. I mean, Keenan's probably super into it. It'll be a good co-op one to maybe play with Keenan at some point. So Keenan, if you're listening, I'd be up for that. Pick it up at the same time. We'll play through it cooperatively. That'd be kind of cool.
Tell me how you feel about
Commander Keen?
Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm interested. I don't know, like who's developing it again? No, it's CD Projekt. Those guys. It looks cool, but I wonder how much smoke and mirrors is happening, right? Like that's what I think about, right? It's like, oh, it's a huge city and you can go anywhere and you can do anything. And then, I hear little details that seem like they're pulling back, like, oh, you can't fly any cars, even though they're flying cars. And it's like, okay, well, like those buildings aren't all explorable. Like destructible walls. Like, you know what I mean? It's just all these stuff where it's like, they're trying to make it seem like there's this huge living, breathing world like they always do for these games. But then I'm wondering how many seams are there and truly how sort of off the track you can go with your decisions and stuff. They always try to make it seem like it's a more alive world than they can actually do. So, I mean, it looks great. I like that it's first person, actually. I wouldn't be too interested with a third person game like that, but first person with first person shooter elements could be cool. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's going to run on. It looks like it's pretty high end. The Keanu Reeves thing, that's cool, I guess.
People losing their mind.
Yep. I mean, it's cool, fine. He's probably going to be like a central character, I imagine. But you know what would be cooler if he was just Keanu Reeves playing himself as a character in the game, and then just come up with a reason for that happening. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot else that I'm super into. I know you said about Commander Keen.
No,
like
I'm
free to play
it looks
cell phone game, right?
awful. Yeah.
Well, and so does I watched the trailer for Battletoads.
Oh yeah, it
It
didn't look
looks
great.
it looks awful.
Okay, I have a counterpoint to that, and if I can figure out what it is, it's an indie game that looks phenomenal. It looks kind of like the style of that what's that kids cartoon, Dexter's Lab. There's a game about a vampire hunting. The video for looks oh Blood. It's called BLUD. That is how you do a
Blood.
game like that. Watch a video of that BLUD and tell
Blood.
me how awesome some of that stuff looks. As for a game that's doing something kind of similar, it actually looks amazing. It kind of
So
reminds
even
me of
from the screenshots, I hate it.
no, you got to see it in motion. Makes a huge difference. You got to actually see it in motion.
I hate the art style.
Well, it's like a Dexter's Laboratory kind of style, but it reminds me of what was that? Cuphead. Cuphead, but a different, like the same way it looks and moves,
Yeah,
but with
like overly animated kind of thing.
Yep. I just that looks cool. The Battletoads version of that, I don't know.
Battletoads looks
It
awful.
didn't look that great. No, I think it's just the art style. To be honest, like I like that they're going for like a similar kind of thing, but I don't know if I dig the art style.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me at all.
No.
In terms of what is,
What do you think about game streaming?
You mean
Everyone's
the Google
about
thing, Stadia?
Yeah, and also there's another one too from I don't know. A bunch of the companies are doing that.
I don't give a shit at all.
I know I don't get it. Right? It's like there's going to be lag, and if I notice the lag, I'm out. You know what I mean?
And I got to tell you, you know that I'm still very much a physical dude.
Oh yeah, of course.
And this is like the worst of the worst. Like I
Right.
don't want to stream anything. I want to buy
Mhm.
it. I can say marginally related to E3.
Yeah.
Again, like I don't E3 has not it's come and gone with no great fanfare.
I mean, Square Enix is tonight, so that might be.
Yeah, that might be something.
We'll see.
Even more importantly, like you said, is Nintendo's tomorrow.
Hmm.
I expect that we'll see more of Astral Chain.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I am counting on Animal Crossing.
Yeah, if they don't,
There's
that's
going
going to be
to
a big.
riots in the streets.
Yep.
Like people are expecting it. And I don't know what happened to build that, but this seems to be the Animal Crossing year. Like
Yeah,
it
it
better
has to
come
be.
now or else.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a problem.
So related to EB, kind of, EB is doing a trade 2 deal.
Oh yeah.
So any games that you have that are worth over $10,
Hmm.
you trade in 2 to reserve any E3 titles.
Oh yeah.
I found a PDF that has like all the games that are
Right. What's over 10? Right.
that are available. You want to help me decide which ones to keep, which ones to get rid of?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Because I'm leaning towards getting rid of all of them.
Okay. And then just ordering stuff.
Yeah, Mario
Well, like,
Party.
what are you going to order? Oh, well, I guess there's stuff.
Well, I
Mario-
got to wait for Nintendo's thing tomorrow.
Mario Party? Yeah, I don't know.
I like Mario Party. I've played it twice, and like we've
Right.
never played it since.
No,
What's the point of me keeping it?
Right. Fair enough.
No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Back.
I mean, there's some DLC for it now, and you're
Yeah,
into it.
and
So I
I
don't know.
have the seasons pass already.
No, I wouldn't sell that though. You
It's
talk about it all
The
the time.
seasons pass is out. I haven't played it since I beat it, like the week after it came
Oh.
out. And even with the DLC come out, I still have not played it. So
Yeah,
that tells me something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say maybe that's a tentative.
Okay, I'm gonna move it down the list then.
You might regret
Super Bomberman R for Switch.
it. Whoa, that's a tough one because that's like almost a classic now.
Yeah, it's a perennial, like this thing. It's always fun. It's like, you know how last year was like, holy shit, Tetris is like the best game of
Right.
2018, right?
Right.
I feel like Bomberman is also awesome in every iteration. Like Bomberman
Right.
is just Bomberman. It's super
Mhm.
simple. It's always fun.
Right.
And if it's
Agreed.
something that you can bring around, something that you can travel with,
Mhm.
I feel like this is a Bomberman. I think was of all of them one of the ones where I was like, I don't know
Here's
if
your
I can get
desert
rid of it."
island game, right? You
Yeah.
just keep it just because. I don't
Yeah.
know. You don't need a big reason. That you should maybe keep it.
I think so too.
Might be worth more money too if you keep it for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go Pokemon Eevee.
Gone.
Yeah, I bought it for Jane for Christmas.
Yeah.
She played it a total of 2 hours and never touched it again. So it's peacing out.
Yep.
Dragon Quest 11 is peacing out.
Yeah.
Don't even need to talk about it.
Oh.
The next 3 are somewhat controversial.
Ooh.
One of them is Dragon Ball Fighters,
Ooh.
which I love and I still play.
Okay.
If I hold off for another few months, certainly there's going to be like a
Renaissance DLC.
completed version. You know what I mean?
Oh.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like all
Yeah.
the shit. Why can't I think of it?
Maybe. Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? They just ultimate version. Like just take all the DLC, all the different seasons, whatever, pack it in like one pack-in thing. Eventually, that's coming, right?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
And so why don't I just dump this now and get back into it when that thing comes?
Right.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you could do that. Not like it'd be hard to get another copy of it anyway in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it was on sale for like $20 or something recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like digital.
Right.
The next one is Sekiro.
Hmm.
I haven't
Are
beat
you
it.
gonna? Yeah.
I'm at. Did you finish it yet?
No, same thing. I'm like, okay, I got here.
Yeah, and I think,
I'm like,
I think
ooh.
we're likely at the same place.
So I'm at a part where you fight a dude, and another dude comes out of the dude.
Yep.
And then that's where I am.
Yep. So we are very close to the same place.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do it. Like I don't care enough. There's other games coming out. I haven't played it for a month and I don't remember how to play.
Right.
Like I think I'm done with it. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. I was super into it. I feel I'm done.
It might be one of those things where if you in your life are like, I want to really have a challenge. I want to challenge myself. I want to go over climb over a hill. You'd have that sitting there for you. You know what I mean?
Or I can play other games that I enjoy playing.
Right, but I'm just saying, if you wanted like that kind of thing, you're not going to get that elsewhere too easily.
Yeah,
that type of experience. But
do you know what's interesting is Neo was on sale for
hold on, just hold that thought for a second. And you notice that I'm not saying, I challenge you to beat the final boss of the game, because I don't want to play it right now either. Like, it's I'll do it, but it's kind of like what happened with Ys 7 or 6 or whatever, when I was stuck at the end and a year went by, and then I went back and I beat it and it felt really good, but it took like a year before I jumped back and actually did it.
Neo was on sale for $10 this week at eBay.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit, I should probably pick it up again, because I played it and I loved it, and I didn't finish it, but I played it a ton and just kind of farted around with it. And I went back and forth. I'm like, should I buy it again? I don't know. And I was even in the store.
Wait till 2.
I couldn't decide, because 2's coming out. I'm like, am I going to play this? Am I just wasting my money?
Yeah.
And then I got home and I looked on the shelf and I still have
it. Only you.
That made me laugh a little bit. So Neo's a good game.
Yeah, I liked what I played.
And then the last of the 8 is Astrobot.
Oh. Yeah, I think if you're done, right? Like,
I feel like I'm done with it. I feel like it's a massive like VR showcase game, but it's also been on sale for super cheap.
Yeah,
and I can see it going free on Plus eventually as well.
Probably.
So why don't I just drop it now? And if I really want to play it again, I'll just buy it again.
Buy it again, yeah.
Right? Like the thing you got to understand is each of these games is essentially worth $45 to trade in.
Right.
So.
Yep.
Like. Bomberman keep?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then because they come in pairs, which other game am I keeping? Let me run them down again real quick. Mario Party, Eevee, Dragon Quest 11, Dragon Ball Fighters, Sekiro, Astrobot, No More Heroes.
Either Sekiro or Dragon Ball.
See, it's funny because I want to say No More Heroes.
Oh, right.
I feel like this is one of those like songs where like I was disappointed when you didn't say No More Heroes, and that tells me it's
that's your answer. Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say about CD Projekt is that Witcher Complete was $20 this week as well. Actually, it still is on the Days of Play sale on PS4.
That's a long game though, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not really into the style of games, but everybody says how good it is.
I've seen I played a bit of it, or no, I watched someone play a bit of it. The combat looks boring, like really boring.
It doesn't seem like something I'd be into.
Mm.
So I was going back and forth on it, and I was like, oh, and I know you know the story already, but I was like, oh, you know what I'll do is I'll check the library website because they got a bunch of games, and then I'll get it from the library,
Sure.
and then I'll kind of fulfill my need for this thing, and that'll be enough, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I sent you a screenshot of the search results page.
Yeah.
From
It's let's see here again.
I'm getting
What
mine
did
open.
you actually? Oh yeah, it was.
I think there was 3 results.
Yeah.
All are PS4 games.
Yep.
No, there's 2 PS4 games and 1 PS3 game.
Yeah, and I have no idea what these are.
the first one on the list, actually I should say so the 3 games when I search for Witcher at the library, The Witch and the 100 Knight for PS3,
Mhm.
Witch and the 100 Knight for PS4, and The Witch and the 100 Knight 2 for PS4.
What are? I've never even heard of these games.
They're like weeb games. My library is a weeb.
I guess so, eh? Like that's seriously.
That made me
Weird.
laugh a little bit. I was happy with that.
It's very strange.
That's some funny shit. In terms of buying things,
Mhm.
I mean, we're powering through this, dude. I bought Slay the Spire.
Yep.
How much was it? 30 or 40?
Was it really? Must have been
Yeah.
30.
30?
Couldn't have been.
Slay. It was the same price as Steam.
Oh, really? Okay. No, that's like 20 then.
No,
20.
it wasn't. No. No, it wasn't.
Oh,
I can't
Right.
check anymore because it says purchased.
no, let me see. Let's see.
Oh, $24.99.
Yeah. There you go.
$24.99.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Nope, that's the American website.
Oh.
So what is 29?
All right.
I don't know, whatever, who cares? It was 20 something.
Okay.
I had never played this game before. Everybody talk about how amazing it is. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
Mm,
All right. What do you feel about the art style so far? Because if you're,
I don't love it.
yeah, exactly right. I agree. And then it grows on you. For me, it did a lot. The music's really good, and you're probably just still unlocking stuff.
And
for a
that's why I want to keep playing, because I feel like I've done pretty well from the first couple runs that I did.
Mhm.
I'm gonna play it again. It hasn't grabbed me like a lot.
Yeah, it takes a little while. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
me,
Well, that's
well,
exciting then.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I played it maybe for a little while, and then I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I went back to it again later, and there's a lot of depth to it. So yeah, it's that's one that has legs for sure.
Slay the Spire. But that's not the game I spent the most time with this week.
Oh, really?
Also, I got another hot tip for you if you want to save money.
Hot tip of the week.
This is the hot tip of the week. This is what did we call it before? Hot lick.
Hot lick.
Here's a hot lick. Do you know you can make there's a website, I forget what it's called, Nintendo something. Search up like Nintendo eShop prices or whatever.
Mhm.
And what it does is it lists all the stores in the
Mhm.
world. And
Oh.
then it lists them in order, least expensive to most expensive.
What?
Okay. So in which store? The Canadian store, US store,
Oh.
Japan store, like by percentage of,
Of your currency.
taking exchange rate into account. Here's the cheapest place to buy this game.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So last week we were talking about Time Spinner.
Yep.
And how it was what, $20, $25 or something on eShop.
Yeah.
$11 on Mexican store.
But so how do you switch? Is it pretty easy?
So yeah, it's super easy. You just make an account. You do add a new account, add a new person, your user to your system.
Yeah.
And then when you go into the options, you can, I don't know, link a new Nintendo account or something, and then you make an account. And I got another hot tip for you.
Hot lick.
Another hot lick. Don't use a different email address.
Okay.
If you're using Gmail,
Yeah.
you do. So my email address is amoscw@gmail.com, right?
Right.
So you do amoscw
Yeah.
plus
Telling everybody, man.
mx
Yeah.
at gmail.com. And
Oh.
so what it does is that Nintendo sees it as a different email, but Google treats it like if you put TJ Bose. Is it
Yeah.
TJ Bose or Bose TJ? TJ
I'm
Bose.
not.
Right?
I will not disclose.
One of
that.
those two. Sorry. So actually none of those. So what happens?
This is important that doesn't get. Yeah.
Okay, I'll edit it out. What are we
Maybe,
at? That's all right. Actually, no. When I said mine, I was like, eh. I'll put beeps over it. Remind me. It's like a half
Yeah.
hour, right?
Right.
Okay, remind me. So what you do is you do your email address plus and then anything, and it'll still go to your email account.
Right.
But any website will treat it as something different. And so my Japanese account is blah, 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 plus jp@gmail.com. My
Right.
Mexican account is blah, 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 plus mx@gmail.com. Right.
Right.
And so then it comes to your Gmail account. You set it up like normal. You log into the store using that user on Switch.
Yeah.
Drop in your credit card, work no problems.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got Time Spinner for $11.
That's a real good hot lick. Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, man, it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I finished it. I finished the game. It took me about 10 hours, which I thought was a decent length. I'm happy with that. But I liked it so much that they have a list of like feats, like achievements.
Yeah.
And I went through the trouble of doing all of the achievements that I could in like a single playthrough on one save file. And I went through the trouble of looking up there's like a few that I'm missing. And I looked up like a roadmap, like a guide on like, okay, so after you finish it, make sure you have all this stuff. Then when you start a new game, do this. And then the second time you want to do, like, I'm going to play it a second time. And like, I'm powering through it because I'm playing New Game Plus.
Sure.
But I'm going to beat it again just so I can get all these points on this thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like it's a 7 out of 10 game.
Right.
I would say that the thing that bothers me the most about it is super talky.
Oh yeah.
But I just hit plus and skip all of that. Sure. I just skip every single thing. I don't care about any of it.
Right.
It feels very chatty. It feels very, I know that I've said on the show before, I don't love, do you know what other game I'm talking about? A very highly respected game that I can't stand the dialogue.
Undertale?
No, but also Undertale.
Yeah.
I don't like anything about Undertale. Right. No, the reason I wanted you to say it because I can't remember the name.
I can't remember.
The mountain one, the snow mountain, and the Celeste.
Oh, Celeste. Yeah, sure.
Like the talkie and Celeste killed me,
right.
And this has a lot of the same feeling stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's tight. It's very obviously pulling from Symphony of the Night.
Oh yeah,
like very obviously.
Not as obviously as the one that's still outstanding that I always check up on, which is a Heartforth.
Alicia. No, man, this is more like Symphony than Heartforth is, I'm sure.
No way.
It's brutal. It's direct copy in so many places.
Yeah.
And which is fine, right? Like I enjoyed it. The bosses I think are kind of cool. They're not overly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something. Like I died a couple times at a couple bosses, which is interesting, right? But I mean, for the most part, you just kind of like stand there, learn the pattern really quickly, and then just pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
But it's enough where I enjoyed it,
Yeah. Sure.
A selling point is that the protagonist is a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because then my kid is interested in watching me play.
Right. Sure.
Like just by virtue of it being a girl,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I bid on this one.
Cool.
I was on the fence and I was pleasantly surprised.
Nice.
Again, it's like a solid 7 out of 10, right?
Sure.
But it's I'm okay with that.
You got it for a good price.
Yeah, from the Mexico eShop.
Man, that's
yeah.
Good tip.
I don't know if I played anything else. That might be it.
Yeah, played a few things. I haven't played Sonic Mania yet, but I did put it on my account, so that'll be there in case we all decide to play it together potentially. I picked up on a whim Blood and Truth for PSVR.
Cool.
It's
digital or physical?
No, physical.
Hey, attaboy.
I could sell it. I finally found a copy. I don't know. Maybe I was tired.
Oh, wait. This is not the new one?
Yeah.
Is that the new one?
Yeah, the new one.
That's based on London Heist.
London Heist, same group.
Okay, yeah.
And it feels like a UK, it's like British style, like Snatch, like crime type. A lot of comedy and violence and good voice acting, interesting story, I guess. There's too much talking as well, and too much like walking simulator parts where I just want to like actually like go around and be in the action.
I don't want to play this game.
Yeah, I guess you kind of have to balance it a little bit. But yeah, it's cool. I don't know though. I don't know how good it seems. It's been a little overhyped slightly. So I'm not sure how long it is either. It's supposed to be like 6 hours, and I already feel like I played it for like 3 hours, and I feel like the game has not really started too much yet.
Mm,
So I feel like it's going to end a little prematurely.
mm.
Maybe go out with a bang. It doesn't look as good as I would have expected. It looks fine, but some of the gunplay effects, some of the environments don't quite look as good as I expect they could be. Like you're not talking Resident Evil 7 looking game. Like it's not a doesn't the environments look a little too clean. Some of the explosions look really kind of fake, and the physics like it feels like things are lower poly than they maybe it would have wanted, but they kind of had to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it kind of takes away from it a little bit. It's sort of on rails for the most part, right? You can do a little bit of moving around between points at will. And I like some of the, there's some cool stuff like similar to London Heist. You can do neat things with not just your hands. Like if you're holding a gun in one hand and then you grab a grenade with the other hand, you can like pull the pin with your mouth by
That's
just
cool.
putting it near your mouth. And there's multiple spots where it calibrates where you put your weapons away. So you can put one over your shoulder by like reaching back over your shoulder, and you feel the controller vibrate so that you know you're putting it back and you're in the zone.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of neat little tricks that actually work really well. There's a slow mo thing ability you can do. It's a fun little romp, but I guess it's not as I don't think it's as deep as I quite thought it would be. Like they try and pad it out with some like lock picking and different things like that, where you're using the tools with both hands, which is pretty neat, admittedly, or like different types of stuff like that. So during gunplay, you're setting like time bombs in this casino while you're shooting over tables. So you're putting them with one hand and like setting them up and like pressing the activate button while you're like moving around and fighting guys. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff. It feels like a GoldenEye game almost in a way.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, but in terms of gunplay, I think nothing comes close to Firewall. Firewall's still like easily number one, maybe because you're using the actual aim controller for that, whereas this is using move controllers, and the move controllers don't quite. Now that I've played with an aim controller where it feels like you're holding like the gun in your hand, it doesn't quite match up.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I might be over VR. I'm not really sure.
No, don't say that. You're over PSVR.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
you're, you're
exactly.
over the first iteration
That's true.
of home VR.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. I think
I'd
the
agree.
jank of it, the having to recalibrate it, all that stuff's becoming more of an annoyance. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm not in the right position. Up, it's not quite matching my hand position. Up, you know what I mean? All these little things are starting to add up, and for the time it takes to set the thing up, you want it to be like smooth, fast, and it's just not quite there.
Mhm.
So maybe I'm just down on it for. I mean, if they announce Resident Evil, I don't know if that's is Capcom. No, I guess not. Right? They announce a Resident Evil 8 and it's VR for PSVR. I'm all in for sure, but that's unlikely.
Gotta be
We'll see
bigger.
though. Maybe they will, because actually Resident Evil 2 remake, even though it was a big deal, I have a feeling they're going to bounce back to a mainline Resident Evil announcement next before they do like the 3 remake, which is inevitably coming, I'm sure. But yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. Like Capcom's not doing right. Uh, they're not really at E3,
I don't know.
TGS or something. So I don't think we'll be expecting anything then.
What's going on? What's going on with E3, man?
Not like it used to be.
Nobody's showing up.
I played some more Destiny 2 because the final season started for this until September.
Mhm.
It's pretty fun. There's some cool stuff that they added that actually makes me excited for stuff they have actually announced. Like they added like a 6-man match made activity that's actually super fun to play with like 5 other random people. It's really cool. It feels like a mini raid that takes maybe like 30 minutes that you do with 5 other people, and it's like something you do more than once, and it's actually fun. The environment's really cool. Story, I mean, it doesn't really matter to explain it. What's happening now? It's pretty neat. I like the character that's the season's about, which is Kalis. He's that like emperor guy, so it's all about him. I really
I
like
hate
that
him.
character. Oh, I really like him now. I like the voice acting. I like what his character is and stuff is interesting to me. And then they announced the September what's going to happen. So it's not going to be Destiny 3. It's going to be more Destiny 2, which is actually, I think, really good. And base game is free to play. They're going to be doing cross save, so you could theoretically play your same account on PC or whatever you want now. Yeah, I don't know. It's exciting. It's going to be on the moon. I've never been to the moon. I hear the moon is a big deal in Destiny 1, so that's kind of exciting. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I mean, they didn't add any more Crucible maps, which is kind of what I was really wanting this season. But I kind of like, I watched some of the dev interview stuff, and you know, they don't have backing from EA anymore. They're trying to do things right, but things take time. You know, it takes time to do good stuff. So
and also going free to play.
yeah, so part of it, right? And so I don't expect them every single season to add new maps and new this and new that. Like, do a little bit of everything, which is what some people want. Like, everyone wants their part of the game to be catered to them for each season, and it's like, well, to do all that is difficult, right? And so why not then just, you know, make this season about Crucible mostly, and make this season about a raid, and sort of divide up their efforts. I haven't done the new raid, but it's supposed to be pretty cool. They added like another Whisper of the Worm type quest that came out of nowhere with Outbreak Prime, which I don't know what that is, but you might know what that is. So that was really cool, and they hid that in the game, and people just sort of discovered it on their own, which was pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm back into playing it a little bit. It's kind of my nice go-to. Like, certainly there's those nights where I feel like I'm too tired to play anything, but definitely I don't mind playing some Destiny 2, which is kind of cool. So it's still sort of that relaxing kind of thing.
That's good.
The only problem is Iceborne comes out around the same time, and that's gonna take priority.
Well, that's not a problem, dude. that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, and that's the other thing. Like Iceborne, you've been blackout from it, and I think that's probably a good idea. I'm sort of like, I want to know every little thing, so it looks cool. It looks really good.
You can Sherpa me through all the shit that I have no idea about when I start it up again.
I think that's probably going to be everybody, but no matter what. But like, I know what stuff they've added, but I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, people seem excited.
I have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to guess the prices of a couple of games.
Oh.
You know what I did? I bought another game, but I pre-purchased it. I pre-purchased a digital title.
Okay.
Coming June 20th, 2019.
Bloodstained?
No, man, My Friend Pedro.
Oh, right. I was just thinking that. Yeah. Okay.
So that, do you know which game it is, right? They showed it at the last direct.
No, I know.
If anybody's listening doesn't know what My Friend Pedro is, it's a talking banana, tells a guy to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But the way that you kill them is like it looks so fucking good.
Parkour, like Max Payne,
parkour, slow motion gunplay bullshit. Like it looks so good.
Well, yeah, because I don't know, like, we were kind of down on it, but what, did you watch some more video of it and then you were like back on it again or something?
It looks hilarious. It looks like the biggest bullshit game ever.
Right.
Like, you know, you're riding a skateboard and doing flips and like flying off of something and shoot somebody in the head and then bounce off the wall and shoot another guy in the head.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that it reminds me a lot of like maybe a campy version of Super Hot.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Like a 2D platformer indie version of Super Hot.
And Super Hot's indie too.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And also $20 instead of bullshit like $50, whatever Super Hot was forever.
It was?
Super Hot was so expensive.
Really? Oh, I didn't realize.
And then they charged the VR one and the 2D one were two separate fucking downloads. Bullshit.
Ridiculous. So
My Friend Pedro, I had it open for the longest time on a tab, and I was like, and then so I was like, fuck it. So I bought that. So that's cool. Now, my question then, there are 3 games that I expect to see in June.
Yep.
And if not June, shortly thereafter. Right. One of them might already have a price. I don't know. Does Bloodstained already have a price?
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's like $50 or something.
Fuck that. I'm gonna pay
40,
$50
$50
for Bloodstained.
Crazy. It's gonna
The
be-
other two I have a question about. Actually, you know, even Crosscode's on Steam. How much does Crosscode cost?
I think it's cheaper than Switch, but you want it on Switch, I thought.
Yeah, I do want it on Switch. That's what I'm saying. But if it's on the store, you get a sense of how much it's going to cost
$22 Canadian plus
on
tax.
on
Steam.
Steam.
Mhm.
What are we saying? How much is it going to cost me on Switch?
It's gonna be $34.99.
Fuck that. No, it's not.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to
Nah.
say 29. I'm going to say 29.
29. Yeah, actually 29 sounds right. I'll
All
change mine. We'll both pick the same thing.
Bloodstained, did you say was what? Like $49.99?
Yeah, something like that. 53.
And then
I'm not sure.
what about Cadence of Hyrule?
Oh, Cadence should be like. I feel like Cadence will be $19.99. No, I feel like it's gonna be 20. I don't know. That's tough, actually.
I think it's going to be.
It's
I think it's
gonna
going to be more than $19.99. I'm going to say $24.99 US.
Yeah, probably.
Which is going to put it to what, like 32 or something?
Oh, you know
Canadian?
what? It's gonna be 30. It's gonna be 30 US. It's gonna be 30 US. I bet you anything. It feels like it.
Yeah. So are we talking when you say $29.99 Crosscode? I'm talking Canadian, right?
Yeah, that's
Canadian $50 for Bloodstained.
Yeah, I think so.
And so what are we saying? Like 36 for Hyrule?
Probably.
Fuck
be
that.
honest.
I'm not paying that. There's no fucking way.
For thing. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm
Crosscode, I think I can get. I may be able to justify $30.
Well, you got to use your hot lick.
Bloodstains, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get it for 12. if Bloodstains $50, I don't know if I can do it. Not, I don't know.
You'll get it eventually, probably. Though.
Eventually, 100%. I really want to play it. Not for $50.
I want to play it day one, so that's.
And then Cadence of Hyrule, I've already played this game. It's a different skin, and I want to play it. Don't get me wrong.
Like it's more than that, but you're right. You don't know for sure.
Not for $40.
Right.
There's no way. This game should be $19.99 tops.
It should be. Yeah.
Like I'd pay 24 Canadian. No more than 24 Canadian.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'll keep those prices. I'll write them down, and then we'll see how close we were.
All right. Sounds good.
I don't think we have anything else to talk about. I have big summer news.
Oh.
I know. I think I talked about it on the show last week, but we got.
Are you going to Japan with Gareth?
Plane ticket set, hotels booked, ready to go.
Sweet. What are you going to do there?
Buy stupid shit and be nerds.
Gonna buy it. Oh, you know what you got to do? You got to buy a perfect grade. Perfect grade while you're there.
It's expensive.
Yeah, but it's cheaper than when you'll.
I was thinking about starting a new kit tomorrow. I'm not sure which one. You gotta help me pick after the show. I got a whole bunch of them.
All right. Well, you can why don't you just tell me them right now so we can.
Well, because they're all upstairs. I gotta go look for them. I don't know. What
okay. You don't have the names.
I have like 7 or 8 of them upstairs ready to put together. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll save it. I'll tell you next week. I'll tell you what I built, and I'll bring down a list of like the other stuff I haven't done yet.
All right.
This will be a very different trip from last time because last time I was with my wife and kid and my wife's family, and this time it's with another
a nerd.
I don't want to say nerd, but let's just say this trip is going to be very different from the last time.
Mm-hmm.
In that, like 80% of it is probably going to be at Akihabara.
I thought that's the old hotness. I thought the new hotness is like some other area.
Nakano Broadway is the old hotness. What are we talking about here? So Akihabara is annoying. I don't personally like it that much because I feel like it's more of like a new fan, like super weeb area. And I feel like Nakano Broadway is more like, here's a bunch of old shit that nobody cares about. And that's the stuff that I want to see more.
Right.
So it'll probably be split between those two places. I'm trying to decide, do you think we should go to see Garrett's not a One Piece guy, but I would love to go back to Tokyo Tower again.
Right.
So maybe we'll see. I don't know. Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, man.
Are you gonna watch that
Square
Enix one? Yeah,
I think so.
Because that's in like 7 minutes.
I was thinking of whipping my Picross out and watching.
Thinking about whipping it out and watching the Squeenix conference.
Yeah, man. Always.
Whip it out. Whip it out and Squeenix it.
The Whip It Out cast.
Yeah.
No, it can't be that.
No, that works pretty good. All right. I will talk to you next week. I don't know what's Keenan doing tonight. Do you know?
I was rather watching Raptors.
Oh, maybe that is what it is.
It has to be. He interviewed them.
He said he was busy.
Well, that's what he means. Here's a song.
He's
you can
busy.
play.
He's busy interviewing Kawhi.
Yeah, man. All right. See you later. Even though, there you go. You can put that in the music.
Even though what?
Even though I'm going to talk to you in a few minutes anyway.
Bye.
We're going to record all this now.
No. All
All right. See you next week.